Hey everybody, I'm back. 2 year, no, not 2 year, 2 week gap. I was gone for 1 week for a card party. I was in Florida for 6 days and came back to where I live after that. And then I just took a little bit of a break from YouTube just to kind of explain what was going on. This video is going to be a little bit of an explanation of my experience at card party. I had a great time. Obviously, it was a lot of fun. I went for all 3 days, so I can talk a little bit about how it went. And then yeah, just kind of like a little overview. I haven't been to the channel in a little bit. That's not because I don't like, creating videos anymore. I just need a little bit of a break. Got back into drawing a little bit, which is great. Um, got a lot of really, really nice cards on my trip, and I'm planning on just making this video where I can just talk and I have a little bit of B-roll going on in the background. Um, so firstly, I just want to talk about like the location and the travel. So travel was a bit of a hard subject, just because like I am not quite old enough to rent a car in Florida, so I used Lyft a lot, um, which is not ideal, obviously. And going all the way from where I live in California all the way to Florida, it was a big trip. It was a large like amount of money that I had to put into the trip, but it ended up being worth it. All of the money that I had saved up for the trip ended up being worth it. I had a lot of fun. So on the first day, that was Friday. Friday didn't have a lot of events, but it was pretty chill because there would be a lot of creators like walking around the halls. Obviously there was like, there was presentations where Pat would be talking about like just Pokemon related stuff. It was not really like the most jam-packed day, but it was very fun. Meeting up with the creators was like one of the most memorable experiences of Card Party for me. We met up with Pat like pretty early on in our trip, which was nice. Pat is a Deep Pocket Monster for those who don't know. Um, he was really nice. He recognized me from one of the previous videos that he made, which I was featured in. Um, and then we also met Rev as well, PokeRev. He was really nice. We caught him on the day where he wasn't really super swamped with people. So we kind of just went up to him. We asked for his like signature on our binder, and that was about it. We just talked for a second, and then we left. And then we talked to Cool Trainer Ryan. He had a very long line actually. We didn't really get a lot of time to, fully talk to him, but he was really nice. And then finally, I had a lot of trading and a lot of just like a little bit of a conversation with another one of the creators, Danny Phantom. I really respect his like work and I like his content a lot. We ended up doing a lot of trades with him, and our binder is, the way that it is because of that. I think it's really nice. Our card party binder is like a really really great like collection of cards that we got like across all of Card Party. Um, and yeah, we ended up doing a lot of trading. We ended up doing a lot of buying from vendors. The vendors were cool. A lot of the vendors were really sick. They had a lot of stuff there. Excuse me. A lot of different cards that you could purchase. A lot of different like items that you could get. It was fun, just like walking around trying to find all the different stuff that you could get. I ended up spending a little bit of money on Japanese 151. Since Japanese 151 was a set that I never really got to open a lot of when it came out because it was really expensive. It was like $165 a box. But at Card Party, I ended up getting a box for around like $35, which is more the price that I was willing to pay. It was fun to open. Japanese 151 is just a little bit better than English 151 in my opinion, just because they have that Master Ball reverse hollow pattern. Um, and I mean, there was just so many great vendors. They were all so nice. A lot of them, most of them. But yeah, there was just a lot of stuff going on. One vendor-related issue that I had when I was traveling with my girlfriend was just the fact that one of the vendors had these mystery packs. They were pretty cool. They were a good value. I mean, $25 and a chance to pull something that was worth like $200, or you know, it's not a bad sounding deal. We ended up buying a mystery pack or two, and we really regretted it. In the first pack, we pulled this like $200 card, you know, big price sticker on it. But it was actually this like really niche Lapras card. Like it was like a PSA 10 or whatever, or like a pristine 10 Lapras or whatever. But it was like this like obscure like Japanese card. And we actually tried to sell it to so many different vendors, and the vendors really didn't want it. We were struggling with that a lot. It was like it was just like a worry, because we had this graded card, and we don't do anything with graded cards. And if we're at an event where there's a bunch of vendors that we could get possibly money or trading credit from, with the $200 card, then we would have wanted to do that. But since it was so obscure, no vendor really wanted it. We ended up trading it down all the way from a $200 card to around a $40 card, and that was the only vendor that wanted to take the card from us, which just shows you how like obscure the card is. There was listings on eBay for the card, sure, but it was like nobody bought it. Like it wasn't a card being bought very frequently. So for us, that felt a little bit like disingenuous, especially as a mystery pack goes. Mystery packs for graded cards is kind of a slippery slope. But I wasn't expecting to get a card that was so obscure that nobody would even want it. When you pull a $200 card from a mystery pack, you're supposed to be excited. I was excited initially. I was like, wow, this is really crazy. This is great. But it ended up just being more of a hassle than anything else because we had to run around the whole like vendor hall just to find somebody who wanted it, and that was a really like stressful experience. And I didn't want to be stressed at card party. I wanted to have fun. Um, that little rant aside, there was a trade night on the second night, or actually there was one on the first night. It was like an unofficial trade night, but we ended up trading for a bunch of cool stuff. Some notable cards that we got during that trade night. I got a Caesar Prime. Sorry, I'm just like pulling up the binder right next to me as I do this. I got a Caesar Prime. We got like one of those evolution cards. Actually, no, that wasn't from the trade night. We ended up getting let me see here. Just like some basic cards. The first trade night wasn't really anything crazy. We ended up getting a couple cards to fill in my attempt at a master set for Temporal Forces and Twilight Masquerade. Um, just like a couple art rares and like a full art trainer here and there. The first trade night wasn't super eventful, and that's okay. But it was still fun. It was fun to walk around. There was a lot of people like walking around, people on the floor trading and stuff like that. Um, my B-roll might not be the best for this, but it's just there for for B-roll sake. Um, but the second trade night was very eventful. So the second trade night, more the same, kind of, where there was creators walking around, just people walking around trading, and people on the floor trading. I was looking for Danny Phantom though, because in a previous post on his Instagram, I saw that he had a really nice looking trade binder, and I just wanted to see if he would be willing to trade with me, because we had a couple cards that were like on a little bit more expensive side. So I had a Dragonite V All oh my gosh, a Dragonite V Alt Art from Evolving Skies, which is valued around like $170 or something like that, and then a Magikarp art rare from Paldea Evolved, which was like $125 at the time. Ended up trading for so much stuff that I would have never imagined trading for like in a million years. Um, got a Mew EX, a Reshiram full art from an old black and white set, valued around like 90 or like $70 or something. Lapras EX from EX Ruby and Sapphire, a damaged Shining Celebi from Neo Destiny, which is like really cool. My first Shining card for my Neo Destiny complete set, which is really exciting for me. Mewtwo and Mew GX alternate art promo, Mew Prime, and a Deoxys full art from Plasma Freeze, which is really cool, as well as a Flygon EX Delta Species card. Just a really a really amazing set of cards. Ended up trading these like ultra modern cards that were worth a lot of money, for these ultra vintage cards that are worth more personally, like sentimentally to me, um, just overall. Um, and then just like some concerns that I had with the event. The event itself was really fun. I really enjoyed it, but at the beginning, the lines weren't really like it was kind of confusing where to go, just because we didn't know like exactly where to walk because it was just one big line and there was no signs or direction or anything. That was a little bit of a cause for concern. We ended up getting in obviously, and it was perfectly fine. As soon as we got our badges, we didn't have to worry about a lot of like, extra lines. The final day of the event was pretty cool too. Not a lot of like crazy. It was like the shortest day. It opened up and then it closed at like 4:30 p.m. So we had to find something to do after that. Um, Other than card parties concerned, the Florida trip went awesome. We were there for 6 days. Ended up staying at two different hotels, and it was fun. Just got to explore Florida. Because I'm probably not going to go to Florida anytime soon, just because it's so far away from California. But it was still really fun. My overall experience with Card Party 2, as an attendee of Card Party 1, since we did go last year, but last year I only went for one day, so this time I went for all three, so it was a bit of a different experience. But I mean, it was really fun meeting all the creators again. Um, it was really cool because PokeRev actually recognized me from last year, which is something that I didn't expect would happen. Um, but it was just like a really nice experience overall. So nice to meet all those YouTubers that you'd never expect to meet in a million years. Um, Having like conversations with people instead of just like, like a one-to-one, like a viewer to YouTuber kind of thing, but it felt more personal for some of the other YouTubers like Danny Phantom. But overall, the event was great. I had a fun time. Um, I'm planning on coming back to video making, which is great. I'm actually excited to create my next video again. So hope you guys are excited to see it too. And I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.